In the United States, Donald Trump and his lawyers will not participate in an impeachment hearing on Wednesday. The inquiry is moving from a fact-finding stage to one where the Judicial Committee will consider possible charges of misconduct.
Well, the committee had invited Mr. Trump to attend the hearing, but the White House claims the inquiry is baseless and that the administration has been denied a fair opportunity to participate.
The White House also complained that the hearing was purposely scheduled when Mr. Trump is out of the country. The president is scheduled to attend a summit with NATO allies in London on Wednesday.
And Mr. Trump has been accused of withholding military aid for Ukraine to illegally obtain dirt on his political rivals. Now, for the latest, our correspondent Simon Marks joins us from Washington. Simon, so by Mr. Trump actually not attending, isn't he shooting himself in the foot?
Yes, well, I mean, I suppose there is that argument, Glenda. Some people will say that he is, because he's being given an opportunity by Democrats in the House of Representatives, not necessarily to attend personally, but at least to have legal representation during the course of this week's proceedings. And in that lengthy letter from his legal counsel to the head of the Judiciary Committee, he is declining the honour. He's not completely shutting the door on all of this. The letter says that the president's legal team won't participate because at the moment they don't yet know which witnesses are being called on Wednesday and beyond, and also they don't know the rules of the game. They don't know whether they would be allowed fully to engage in that process. But there is, of course, more to this than all of that. President Trump knows that the Democrats want to get this impeachment process behind them. They want to formulate those articles of impeachment and impeach him in the House of Representatives so that then everything moves to the United States Senate, where President Trump, if he is impeached in the House, will go on trial. And at that point, presumably, he will offer some kind of legal defense of his conduct. So this is President Trump keeping his powder dry, and also by saying that this isn't a final decision, he might participate at a later date. This is another attempt by the White House to try and delay the outcome of this process in the House of Representatives, because they believe the longer this goes on, the more tired the American public becomes with this impeachment process, and the better that is for the president.
What then can we expect to happen this Wednesday then, Simon?
Well, Steve, we're hurtling towards the moment when articles of impeachment, those are essentially the legal charges against the president, are drafted and written by the Judiciary Committee. And it seems absolutely clear that they're zeroing in on a couple of different areas. First of all, abuse of power. That charge, of course, focused on the president's demand of Ukraine to do him a favor, to dig up dirt on his possible political opponent in next year's presidential election, former Vice President Joe Biden, in exchange for military assistance being restored and also in exchange for an invitation to the Ukrainian president to visit the White House. But they're also looking at obstruction charges, obstruction of Congress, and even more seriously, a more general obstruction of justice charge. And in that regard, President Trump's decision not to participate in this week's proceedings builds the case, Democrats believe, for those obstruction charges. But look, in shorthand, we're heading to the point where the articles of impeachment are written, they're laid down for a vote, and President Trump, at least in the House of Representatives, is impeached, which sets the stage for the Senate, where Republicans, of course, have the majority, to decide whether he should be convicted and removed from office, or, if Republicans stand by him, whether he should, like Bill Clinton, be impeached by the House of Representatives but survive in office thanks to a vote in the United States Senate.
All right, many twists and turns ahead, perhaps, for us all watching. Simon Marks, thank you very much from Washington, D.C.